Coming up on today's episode, I'm showing you what I'm eating today on the Starch Solution for maximum weight loss. Let's get to the intro. Welcome back to another episode of Plant-Based Dads. I'm Joey. If you're new here, we are a vegan family channel, mostly whole food, where we do some DIY, we do some baking, we show you what we're eating. If you like what you hear, please hit that like button, show us some love, and please subscribe to the channel, become part of the Plant-Based Dads family, and you'll get notified every time we have a new video, usually every Monday. All right, so if you've been following the channel lately, then you know I'm doing the Starch Solution. The Starch Solution is a way of eating where you're eating high carb, low fat, all whole foods, and you lose weight. It's worked for me. I've lost 25 pounds on it, and I really love this way of eating. I've got an Amazon affiliate link right below the video in the description if you're interested in buying the book. All right, so one of the things I want to talk about today is the upcoming 50-50 challenge on the Facebook group. We have a Facebook group called Plant-Based Dads Starch Solution Enthusiasts. You can see it right here. This group is all about people who are thinking about being on the Starch Solution, who are on the Starch Solution, who've had success on the Starch Solution. It's just people who are interested in the Starch Solution. I'm the administrator. Request to join the group. It'll come to me. I'll approve you, and then you can get started. On September 8th, we're starting our 50-50 plate challenge. The challenge is where you just make yourself aware of the 3 meals you're eating a day or more, if you have more than 3 meals a day, where your plate is 50% of non-starchy vegetables, all whole food, and 50% of starches, all whole food. Now inside the Facebook group, you'll be posting pictures of your meals every day. You'll be making a commitment to drink more water every day, and you'll be making a commitment to try and get at least 30 minutes of activity every day. It's a lot of fun. We just did one in July, and everyone loved it. People lost a bunch of weight. I lost weight on it. If you're interested in getting started on this way of eating, if you're interested in jump starting, make sure you join the Facebook group. Let's get started on the 50-50 plate challenge together. September 8th, it's coming up. All right, in today's video, I'm going to be showing you what I'm eating in a day on the Starch Solution for weight loss. I've got some really great meals. One of my new favorite things is overnight oats. I know everyone's been eating them forever, but I haven't. I've really just eaten buckwheat. Overnight oats to me just seem like a lot of work, right? And really, they're not. You just kind of throw them together. I've always had this mentality that oats are boring. Today's overnight oats is my sister April's recipe. It's Black Forest cake oats, and it is so good. I've been making this like every day for a week now, so I'm absolutely loving it, and I thought I'd share that with you. Then for lunch, I'm having jalapeno corn cakes with some salsa on it. So good. You're going to love them. And then for dinner, one of the things I've been making a lot lately is sushi. It's really hot out, so I'm kind of into cold food at dinner right now, so sushi's perfect for that. This sushi is tempura sweet potato sushi. Now, the thing with sushi with me is I like starches in my sushi, right? I'm not a fan of cucumbers, so I like potatoes and that sort of thing in there. But because of that, I have to replace the rice with something non-starchy. So I'm using cauliflower rice. All of these meals were really easy to make, and they were absolutely delicious. Let me show you what I did. All right guys, for breakfast, it was overnight oats. I'm totally in this overnight oats mode right now, and I've been eating it every day. You make these the night before you want them. Today, it was Black Forest cake oats. In a mason jar, I added 1/2 cup of old-fashioned oats, not the quick ones, 3/4 cup of plant milk, 1 tablespoon of chia seeds, 1 tablespoon of unsweetened cocoa powder, a teaspoon of vanilla, and 1 tablespoon of maple syrup. Then I put the cap on the jar and shake, 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 baby. After that, I added 1/2 cup of frozen pitted cherries I got from Costco, and I just cut them in half. I put the cap back on, and then I tossed it in the fridge to sit overnight. The next morning, I spooned all of it out into a serving dish. Here I'm showing you I'm sprinkling some powdered sugar on top for color. I did this for Instagram because I'm going to add a few more cherries, and the cherries are the same color as the overnight oats, so I needed to have some contrast. So don't do this. I just did this for Instagram. Then I added a few more half cherries on top, and you can see why now the powdered sugar was so important for the look. And there it is, guys. Sweet, black foresty, oaty goodness, baby. This was amazing. It's absolutely delicious. For lunch, I made jalapeno corn cakes, and they were good. In a saucepan, I started with 6 cups of filtered water. Then I added 2 cups of cornmeal. I stirred them together for a bit. Then I added 2 sliced seeded jalapenos. Make sure you remove the seeds. I brought that to a boil. Once it started boiling, I turned down the heat and let it simmer for 5 to 8 minutes, stirring occasionally. You can see as time goes by that the water is slowly cooking off and we're seeing a lot more of the cornmeal. When you get to the point where you can trail the spatula through the cornmeal, where the cornmeal isn't immediately swallowing up the trail of the spatula, then it's ready. It's time to remove it from the heat and let it cool for a bit. Then I added the still warm cornmeal mixture to a mixing bowl. I added 1/2 cup of garbanzo bean flour, 1/2 cup of nooch, nutritional yeast, 1 tablespoon of cumin, and 2 teaspoons of smoked paprika. I mixed it all together with a spatula until it was a uniform color. I grabbed a few cutting boards and made 8 to 10 patties out of the mixture. You can see here that I'm just making them one at a time and just placing them on the cutting board. I wound up with 10 nice sized patties. I dropped the patties one at a time on a dry, hot skillet set to low heat. Then I let them cook until they were brown, about 3 to 5 minutes on each side. I just kept on continuing this process until they were all done. I grabbed one and plated it up. I added some salsa on top. You can add some avocado if you want, it's optional. If you're trying to lose weight, leave the avocado off. If you're maintaining your weight, the avocado's fine. It is really good on this meal and it goes so well together. And I served it with a small salad topped with this fat-free Panera poppy seed dressing that we got at Target. It does say there's some oil in it, but it's less than 2% and it's not even enough to add fat to the dressing, so it's very, very minimal. It was then that I realized that I had some leeks left over from some pickling project that Tim's doing, so I decided to throw that on there too at the last minute. And look at that, guys. Beautiful jalapeno corn cakes, and I must say, this was one tasty lunch. For dinner, I made sweet potato tempura sushi. I've been in a sushi mood all week, so I've been eating it for the last few nights. I started by peeling 1 large sweet potato. Then I cut it the long way into fries. I did this for both sides of the potatoes. You can see here it makes quite a bit of fries. Then I got out a mixing bowl and some parchment paper. I put 1/2 cup of wheat flour in the bowl. I also used 1/2 cup of plant milk. I poured a little bit in at a time and whisked it and kept on going until all the plant milk was mixed in. You want to mix this up slowly and in small amounts. Eventually the batter came to a nice, smooth, creamy consistency. Then I added 1 tablespoon of sriracha sauce to the batter. I mixed that well until it was all the same color. Now it was time to start dunking the fries into the batter. I coated each one with the batter until I filled up the parchment paper. Once the parchment paper was full, I slid it onto a baking sheet. I got the paper nice and centered on the sheet. Then I got some oil-free breadcrumbs. Here I'm showing you I'm using this one from Trader Joe's right here. And I sprinkled the breadcrumbs on top of the sweet potatoes. After that, I put them in a preheated oven at 450 degrees for 30 to 40 minutes. While that is going on, I heated up some frozen cauliflower rice in the microwave. I used this one from Costco right here. It comes in individual bags inside this and you just throw them in the microwave. Then I added 2 tablespoons of rice vinegar and mixed it in well. I got out my sushi mat and the cooked sweet potato. I'm using this sushi nori right here that I got at Whole Foods. On the sushi nori, there's a shiny side and a rigid side. The shiny side goes down on the mat. Lay out some of the rice and spread it around. Leave some room at the end of the paper so you can wet the nori so it sticks to itself after it's rolled up. I put a few slices of sweet potatoes in the middle and then I started rolling. I suck at rolling sushi, so you just have to stick with it. I had to remove some of the rice at the end because it just kept squeezing out. Make sure to wet your fingers and wet the end of that paper so it locks in place. I was able to get 3 sushi rolls out of this. When you are cutting sushi, you need a very, very sharp knife and it needs to be wet or it will tear the sushi nori. Make sure you're wetting it after each cut. You can't see it here, but each time I'm cutting the sushi, you can see it's a clean, wet knife. Once I make a cut, I carefully wipe off the residue from the cut, wet the knife with a little silicone brush, and make the next cut. Because of that, I had no problems cutting the rolls. I plated up my sushi. I topped it with some black sesame seeds. I added a little bit of soy sauce, and then I threw on some chopsticks. This sweet potato tempura is not only ready for Instagram, it's ready to eat. Guys, that's our video for today. Don't forget to like this video and share it with your friends. Hit that subscribe button and click the bell so you get notified every time we have a new video, usually every Monday. And leave a comment on your thoughts on this video. Remember, join the Facebook group if you want to do the Starch Solution 50/50 challenge with us. And please follow us on Instagram and Twitter. All right, guys, we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.